With more Americans out of work this holiday season, charity donations are down, causing more hardship on families in need. This holiday season, Memphians say they will travel by car instead of by airplane, due in part to the stricter pat-downs at airports. Now, eyewitnesses say the suspects entered through this driveway on Kirby, went straight through the front of the bank, through the front door, armed and loaded.
Home ownership. For many, it's the biggest financial decision they'll ever make. For Brad Hancock, it's been a lifelong dream.
Home ownership is great. I love that I can make as much noise and I can party and drink and sing and dance and do whatever I want.
Like many, Hancock took advantage of the many home foreclosures on the market. His realtor negotiated a price of $120,000 for this house in Chickasaw Gardens.
When Hancock received his appraisal from the county's assessor's office, it stated that his home had appraised for about $65,000 over what he had bought it. Sounds like a great deal. That is, until he did a little bit more investigating.
Hancock was informed by his mortgage officer that the assessor's appraisal is used to determine the amount of taxes he pays. It has nothing to do with the actual value of the house. The mortgage company sends a residential home appraiser out to determine the value. Patrick Lafferty is the chief administrator to the assessor. He says his office uses a method different from that of the mortgage company.
The primary difference between a fee and mass appraisal is defined in its scope and quality.
That wider scope means that taxes are determined by grouping houses within a certain radius. Patrick McHugh is a residential home appraiser. Mortgage companies send him out to determine the actual value of homes. He says it pays to be well informed before you dispute your home value with the assessor's office.
There are places you can go. There's, Chandler is one of the outfits downtown, and they maintain a real good database of sales. They collect information from independent appraisers.
Armed with this information, Hancock went on the assessor's website and disputed his value. The assessor reduced his value from $185,000 down to $148,000, saving him almost $700 a year. Reporting from Chickasaw Gardens, Daniel Wilkerson, Insight News.
Chapter 3 of the Shelby County Code of Ordinances to prohibit the roadside sale of animals, sponsored by Commissioner Mike Carpenter.
Pets for sale on street corners. It's a hot topic at the Shelby County Commissioners meeting today. Commissioner Mike Carpenter presented an ordinance that would prohibit the roadside sale of animals.
We're contributing to the pet population, which everyone knows is a problem.
I think that there needs to be some control in the way we pass life from one person to the other.
Commissioners say vendors are coming from as far as Sikeston, Missouri to sell their pets here in Shelby County.
We've had a number of individuals who will come out, sell puppies or cats or birds that haven't been vaccinated. They don't have a license to do it, and they're not being taxed.
Commissioner Carpenter worked with the Community Action for Animals group to draw up the ordinance. The group was responsible for getting the ordinance passed in some North Mississippi counties and the city of Memphis. The Shelby County ordinance would simply mirror those counties. Now, supporters of this new animal law say that it really makes no sense to buy animals from street vendors, especially when there are animals like Peppy here in animal shelters just waiting to be adopted. John Robinson is the director of the Humane Society for Memphis and Shelby County. He says if the law passes, people will be more likely to adopt pets from a shelter.
And it'll prevent people from obtaining a dog on impulse and not actually wanting that dog and ended up surrendering it to a facility like ours or another facility, or just turning it loose on the street for that matter.
Robinson says the price to adopt a pet is about $90. The pet will be spayed or neutered, will have all its shots, and will have a microchip implanted. Meanwhile, this ordinance has to go back before commissioners and should take about 4 weeks to pass. Reporting from downtown Memphis, Daniel Wilkerson, Insight News. It started as a means for local artists to show their work. Almost 20 years later, it's an event the entire city looks forward to each year.
It just gives us an opportunity to have a party, basically.
The Turnmeyers are like many residents that live in the block surrounding the festival. It gives them an excuse to throw the ultimate house party each year.
They enjoy coming and seeing all the artists and everything, and I think it just kind of pulls the neighborhood together.
The Turnmeyers have lived in this house in Cooper Young for over 6 years. They say that they designed this barbecue grill specifically for the Cooper Young Festival. According to them, the Cooper Young Festival is just one more thing that makes this neighborhood so special. Turnmeyer says she can remember a time when the Cooper Young area wasn't so desired. Restaurants and businesses have moved into the neighborhood, adding to the overall charm. The Turnmeyers, like many, have entirely remodeled their home. They've built a party room in the rear of their home for parties like this. The party room features a full bar, theater screen, and even slot machines. Little gems in the rough. It's part of what makes Midtown so unique. So when the festivities of the day start to unwind, they'll go inside and keep the party going. Daniel Wilkerson, Insight News, Midtown Memphis. Thanks, Lorraine. We're here at the University of Memphis where students that work for the Daily Helmsman, the newspaper here on campus, say that they came back from fall break to find $12,000 worth of computers missing. Now, apparently the staff of the Daily Helmsman left the doors armed, but somehow someone got in and stole these computers. Now, allegedly, the suspect wheeled the computers out of the Neiman Journalism building all the way over to the psychology building here in garbage cans. Now, there are no leads in this case as of yet. The University of Memphis Police are working in harmony with the Memphis Police Department to find suspects. Campus police are wanting you to call with any leads you may have concerning this matter. It's 678-2810 is the number to call. For now, we're reporting live here at the University of Memphis. Daniel Wilkerson, Insight News.